Oh, baby. Man, this one's an easy one. Don't even have to fake it. Don't even have to fake the funk, baby. This was a great one. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Winners Lounge. The Denver Nuggets pick up a dub in Los Angeles against the Clippers, and they do it in very exciting fashion. Sometimes we head to the Winners Lounge, fellas. We're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? No shortage of things to discuss tonight, and they're almost all positive. Maybe they're all positive. I can't think of anything too negative at the moment.
I'm sure you can do it. You can probably
I could if given enough time. It's a great one. Nuggets shine, had some great lineups that we got to see, and they looked great. Had individual players that looked great. You had guys at the end of the bench that you start to think maybe they should move up the bench a little bit. We'll talk about all of that. But first, we're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Kel, throw that logo up in the corner for me. Use promo code DMVR whenever you sign up. Don't be like me and bet against Dev. Listen to my guy, Dev. You know what? Dev is like Christian Braun. He struggled out the gate. He struggled out the gate a little bit. But you know what? He's starting to come into his own. That's right. I'm joined down there by superstar Dev.
I'm not a damn Christian Braun. Give me Ish Smith. I'm Ish Smith around these parts.
Hey man, Ish Smith's been shining all preseason. You were a little late to the party. You're Christian Braun today. I'm also joined over here by D-Line, who I'm telling you guys right now, you might be laying in bed, you might be watching on your phone, your TV, your tablet. I don't know. You're thinking my vibes, they're a little mediocre. Eric I'm telling you, he's about to pick them up,
dude. That guys.
It's not even a sentence.
Listen. Who can form a sentence in times like these? That was incredible. The Nuggets looked so good. Every Nugget looked amazing. Like Adam coming to us from the Bat Cave looks like he's got the perfect amount of vibes. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm putting inappropriate tweets out there. I'm spamming our Slack chat. Every player, I have like a comment on every player. No one has the stamina to keep up with my chat. I'm in another level. This is the first time that I have really, truly felt the hype for the season. It is so on. Let's go.
Dev, he's so uncontrollable. I can't tell if it's just that he's missed the Nuggets, which we all do, or if he's genuinely just like drinking the Kool-Aid.
I'm truly
guzzling
the way that he was acting on Twitter. that was next level. I'm like, this guy has clearly lost his mind. Like he is off the rails. This guy can't control himself.
I don't want to. Who wants to control themselves in times like these, man? Let's go. It's go time.
There's a lot of things to get through, guys. Should I do a fast recap to get us started? I think I should do a fast recap. There was so much to start with. No Jamal Murray, no Bones Highland. So you think, oh my gosh, this game might lack some intrigue. No Jeff Green as well, no DeAndre Jordan. But not to be alarmed, we got a really intriguing lineup to start the game. Bruce Braun as point guard, KCP, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. A very fascinating lineup, and it lived up to all of the hype. The offense was unbelievable. 125 offensive rating in the first half. And I don't know what it was with that group out there, but it had to have even been higher. Those guys, Bruce Braun, Aaron Gordon, KCP, they all know Jokic ball very well. They were cutting. They were knocking that. KCP was absolutely on fire. It just was really beautiful basketball. Jokic is in heaven. Jokic's stat line tonight, 0 for 2, 0 for 2, one of which was a three-pointer, but 7 assists. He just got to sit back and play quarterback. What just happened here? Oh, man, ESPN keeps doing this thing where they play the automatic ads. I got to stop it. How do I stop it? Damn it, I can't. I have to close out. I'm going to have to figure out how to stop that. 4 assists for Jokic in 4 minutes. KCP had 10 points right off the bat, and he was confident. Like we talked about KCP getting some open shots. He's in the right places. Tonight, he kind of looked calm to me. He looked excited. And he was just in the spots where he knew he was going to get shots, and he was knocking them down. Jokic checked out after like 8 minutes with 0 field goal attempts and 3 fouls. But he had a bunch of assists, and he was kind of dominating the game as a quarterback. no point guard for most of the first quarter. Ish Smith didn't come over until the very end. And when he came in, he absolutely took over. John Wall is, everybody's hyped about John Wall's return. Ish Smith and John Wall had a little back and forth for a while there, and Ish Smith outgunned him. It was like they each scored twice, and then Ish Smith just kept scoring, and it was pretty dope. Ish Smith looked absolutely incredible. Christian Braun, second quarter, Christian Braun had some really nice off-ball buckets, including in transition. He continues to be a guy that, in my opinion, is just always in the right spots. And tonight he was starting to finish those opportunities. Jokic, I think, is definitely a little bit rusty, I would say. Like, he had a pass tonight. You never see Jokic throw like really bad pass. He had a pass tonight that was like 10 feet too high. You remember that one?
Way, way high, way out of bounds.
You never see that from him. And I have a note in here just says, I love this lineup. I really did. Watching those guys play was so great. Bruce Brown does so many things. I think Bruce Brown is going to be a Nuggets favorite. I think he's going to be like a Gary Harris, one of these guys that people just love. He does so many things. We're going to talk a lot about him today. And then Michael Porter Jr., I thought, played within himself tonight. There were opportunities to shoot bad shots that he passed up. And then he caught a couple grenades that were like, hey, end of shot clock. We need you to do something. And he came through. Some insane sidestep and step back three-pointers that he drained. Nuggets fouled a lot. If I had one complaint, that would be it. They played great. They played some good defense, but they got in the bonus and gave up some easy ones. Jokic got called on a take foul. That was hilarious. And then Aaron Gordon had an insane dunk, put back dunk off of a play that was like, it was just a work of art. AG deserves a lot of talk today. We got to make sure we get to him because he has not gotten his flowers, I don't think, for what he's done in this preseason so far. No starters in the second half. I have a note in here. Davon Reed can really shoot the ball. He knocked down some shots today. Zeke Nnaji, beast mode inside. Lots of him. And what did he end up with rebound-wise? I'll have to pull up my ESPN thing again. Maybe I'll have to go to NBA so I don't get the autoplay. Really, I'm in shambles over here. Jack White got posterized, and then Peyton Watson did some things.
You're going to bring up the old stuff, man. Who cares about that?
Bring that up. So those are my quick recap notes, but the Nuggets get the win, and I thought their defense looked good, other than the fouls, which gave them a bad defensive rating at the end of the day. But other than that, I thought they did a good job, and their offense just looks so unselfish, so in sync, and some guys emerged. All right, Dev, that was a long recap. Those were the highlights. There's so many ways you could take this. If I say your big takeaway, there's so many different things. What would be your big takeaway?
Truly, I feel like every single nugget is good.
Yeah!
I took multiple naps throughout that game, but every time that I woke up, something positive was happening. There was a new basket being made. There was a new run that the team was going on. I look at the Slack message. Eric is losing his mind.
Yeah, that's right.
You're giving every single take that you ever have had in this game. I was like, hey, vibes are great and good things are happening. So I was like, hey, this team, this is the team that they want. This is the beautiful game. This is making extra passes. This is, finding the open man, playing, hard defense, but just everybody free. Dev likes.
Dev likes. Makes its return. So your takeaway is just that all the Nuggets are good. That's your big takeaway.
Yeah, I really do. I think that everybody got to unlock themselves. Like having a guy like Yoke, who really might be going for a record right now. I think that he's trying to be the first MVP to not score in the preseason. Actually, not one field goal in a preseason game is like what he's going for while playing. Having a guy that's just willing to pass and get everyone involved and get the offense flowing and get everything going. Like, I just really think that the team is just like appreciating the fact that they can shine and get themselves going. And also, I think that he just understands if they can get going, then when he returns or when he becomes himself, it just makes it a lot easier for them. So I just do think that it was just really free flowing. And
didn't it was exactly what I said in the pregame? Like exactly what I fucking said in the pregame.
Did you say it elegantly or no?
Elegantly? You even fucked that up. Eloquently. Yes, I did. I laid it out perfectly. And you both
in an elegant way.
We all agree you're an elegant man. This is exactly what I said was I was looking forward to. Watching Jokic just facilitate, watching every Nugget hit their ceiling, show us their potential. Like, there's one, like the first half of that game was just like a fever dream. It was all process. It was all process. It wasn't just hot shooting. It wasn't just Bones coming out and just nailing logo threes. It was like the 8 games that we had. Like it was that time where people were cutting, they were in the right place, they were passing to the open man, the right decisions were being made. No one was playing selfish at all. They were finishing at a ridiculous clip, and every Nugget is good. Eric likes. If you're gonna steal my shit, I'm stealing your shit. The thing is, like, it's exactly the recipe I was hoping to see. Christian Braun looks like he's getting his confidence back. AG looks like the absolute perfect complement player to go along with not only Jokic's game, but somehow everyone else's. And then Michael Porter Jr. just getting that like ridiculous, unflappable, like irrational confidence and just hitting shots with like no effort, not hitting any part of the rim, dude. It was just like everything. I just had a checklist of like Nuggets fan fiction. I was like, okay, yeah, there it is. Oh, Bruce Brown, Ish Smith cooking, dude. I'm like truly, this is the first time I've like really felt it about this year. We've talked about it all off season. We've talked about it for the last 2 years, like what this team could be. You finally have the pieces coming back. Jokic has the team around him, like, and Calvin Booth like really took like he took like the building blocks that Tim Connolly put in place, and like he finally made the right moves to like get the exact right players around him. It seems like, obviously this is preseason, I don't care, dude. I'm speaking in superlatives. Like it just seems like it's there, dude. KCP looked perfect in his role tonight. He shot like as much as Barton would, but he didn't do it in a way that felt like extraneous. Like he was open every shot he took, and he hit a lot of them. Like guys weren't biting on up fakes. Like they were playing defense perfectly. They were in the right places. They were rotating. Like, dude, it was just like, this is like, I mean, this has just been what I have been waiting for 2 years. Like I went through last season, and like, if this is the only game we get out of this, it was like worth it.
I mean, that's kind of how preseason goes. Sometimes you only need one game, you know, like it's preseason. It's sloppy. Guys are getting their footing under them. And this was a game. I feel like if you look at the 4 preseason games so far, the Nuggets have gotten better. The first 2 sloppy, defense isn't there. These last 2, you're like, oh, okay, that's the Nuggets. That's what preseason's about. You don't need to see all of the games to look great. You just need to see a little bit of progress and to see some flash. I'm with you. I have 2 takeaways. One of them is Ish, and we're going to have to put Ish on the side for a second because it's a little bit less consequential, although I think it is very consequential, and I have some superlatives for Ish later on in the show. But the other top storyline to me is the Nuggets, in my opinion, have to find ways to get Bruce Brown on the court with Nikola Jokic. He is such a Jokic player. I'm so fascinated by his game. Just how hard. First of all, let's start with the defense with him and KCP. I mean, KCP, a solid defender. He does some things. He had some steals tonight and just some stuff. But Bruce Brown is like a tenacious defender. He almost reminds me more of a Marcus Smart, where he is playing defense as an attacker. He's not just trying to like shadow you or this or that. Like he's constantly like every second there's dead second, he's trying to poke the ball away or do something. He's making multiple jumps and multiple efforts to block shots and stuff. Like he just looks like a nightmare to have to go up against. And he plays with that energy every second he's on the court. And usually when you get a player like that, they're like Shaq Harrison, 0 on offense, or maybe they don't fit or this or that. I love how Bruce Brown fits with Nikola Jokic. In that starting lineup tonight, in the 2 stints we saw him, both stints, the ball popped and it never stopped popping. There were maybe 2 or 3 possessions all night with that lineup where I thought, okay, that wasn't a great one. Aaron Gordon had a transition 3 he took that I was like, come on, man, you don't need that. You're going to get that shot anytime you want. Maybe 1 or 2 others. But the rest of the time, everybody, including Michael Porter, I thought was committed to just trying to get A+ shots. And if it wasn't there, keep the ball moving, keep cutting. And tonight, that's what was so encouraging about it is you think about who they lost. And even tonight, like Jamal Murray, Bones Highland out, I'm not trying to say anything bad about those guys, but they're high usage guys. The Nuggets have a lot of guys who are willing to be low usage tonight. And Bruce Brown, KCP, and AG are all 3 of them are those guys. And you put them on the court with Jokic tonight, and what do you get? The ball popping nonstop, and they put up 74 points in a half. It was that's my big takeaway. So they've got to find a way to get Bruce Brown playing with Jokic. And in my opinion, Dev, and I'm curious what you think, I think they've got to find a way to get Bruce Brown and Aaron Gordon on the court with him. And I'll say KCP too, but I think those two guys, and then if you add KCP, those three guys with Jokic, I love it. You could play it with Michael Porter as they did tonight. You could play it with Jamal Murray, as I imagine they'll do often, and you could even play it with Bones Highland. I think any of those three guys can play with that foursome, and it's going to be dynamite.
Yeah, I mean, before the game, Eric said that his takeaway was just going to be how this offense looks, and how this might be their best lineup, and it just kind of makes sense because Brown, I feel like, unlocks this Nuggets team, especially that starting lineup, or just units that you could put with Jokic. Usually, like you said, you get a guy like Shaq Harrison, who's just a tenacious defender, and that's all they bring.
Or even Torrey Craig
wants to try to open up, in different ways where they're trying to show that they can put the ball on the floor. They're trying to show that they can shoot the ball a little bit more. He got 0 shots up in this game, or 0 threes in the game, and still was able to run the offense and not try to prove himself. Like, he's comfortable in his spots where he's not trying to do open things. He's making extra cuts. He's putting the ball in his hands, but he's not over dribbling. Like, he's playing Jokic style of basketball where he's like, okay, I'm going to give the ball to, the open man or our best player, and then I'm going to cut and just try to make things happen. In essence, that's also unlocking an Aaron Gordon because he's able to not have to be the point of attack defender. So you have Brown, who's able to play defense, which also hides parts of Michael Porter Jr.'s game, and he gets the focus of the rebounding and the shooting. You have a KCP who has a mixture of both, but I just think that defenses have to guess with a Bruce Brown just because of the type of player that he is. I think that he's like a enigma for other teams, but he also just makes the offense flow. So having a guy that can play offense and defense, but also plays the brand of basketball that they have, it just leads to winning moments. And I just feel like he does that without stepping too far out of his game.
So tell me, Eric, we saw that foursome I'm talking about tonight with Aaron Gordon, KCP, Bruce Brown, and then Jokic. It was with Michael Porter, and I thought Michael Porter did a great job. Are you curious? Do you like that foursome? And are you curious to see it with Murray, with Bones, with these other guys? Or do you think there's other combinations maybe you like better?
The thing that's so encouraging about Brown playing with Jokic is that he drives. He's all about cutting. He's all about driving. He's not looking for outside shots. It's a totally different thing that you get with Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray can do both, and that's why he's so dynamic. He can stop and pop. He can roll out, look for the three, and he can drive. But Bruce Brown was just putting so much pressure on the rim, and it was allowing everybody to just eat. You don't quite know how locked in the Clippers were defensively. There's a lot of factors you have to temper this a little bit with, but I'm not willing to do it at this moment. It just looked goddamn incredible. It just looked like that everyone was in the right place. There was no the fact that they put up that offensive rating and the most efficient player in the history of the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, didn't even shoot a shot is consider that. Murray wasn't playing. What it does is it just gives you lineups that you can attack different teams with depending upon who it is that they're rolling out. If they have somebody that's weak at containing the perimeter, you can go with a Bruce Brown, you can go with an Ish Smith, you can go guys that really put pressure on the team that way. Or if you have a stout interior defense, having just the Murray Jokic 2-man game, which we've only seen for 10 seconds. And It was the most dominant thing in the NBA for the longest time. You have that at your disposal too.
Well, this is one question though, Eric, I have, which is the ball was really popping tonight. Murray and the Murray Jokic 2-man game is obviously great, but sometimes those guys can become a little too Murray Jokic. Okay, those guys are running stuff, and it's a good problem to have. It's like saying Steph Curry shoots too many threes sometimes, right? It's a good thing that you have this thing that's so great. I always say I think the Nuggets' perfect offense is going to be when that lineup closes game. Murray Jokic, you close with that, and then you find spots. We need a bucket. Definitely. We're going to this. But that you try to get this other style going because it just gets everyone involved as often as possible, first, second, third quarters. And tonight, that's what you got. And that's why it was just that's why it was so encouraging. Aaron Gordon, by the way, 5 of 10 tonight, had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. I mean, his stat lines are never going to pop. I don't think. I mean, rarely. This whole season, he might have 5, 6, 7 pop stat lines where we're like, oh, look at that. But he just does stuff, man. When he's on the court, he just has like an impact on the game, and he's always in the right spots. I think he's been one of the sneaky big winners of preseason, and that he's looked good to me in all of these, even though he's been cooked. Like some of the guys that went off tonight, Norman Powell went off. He couldn't miss tonight. But I still feel like Aaron Gordon has done a really good job of fitting in to where he belongs.
No question. I mean, it's just he is now. We saw tonight again. We've seen it in a few fleeting moments because it just. And it's funny because we just had to be a broken record for the longest time. Like Aaron Gordon is not playing the role he was brought here to play. Aaron Gordon is being asked to be the second leading scorer or the second scorer on this Nuggets squad, which is absolutely not what he should be doing. Like tonight, again, we got to see like the perfect usage for Aaron Gordon and like what he looks like. He can be so dominant inside. He can be he just makes the right play. It's kind of effortless when he's not just trying too hard and shooting threes and doing things that like aren't really part of the best version of his game. It's like he can seem like a little average, but like a night like tonight, you're like, dude, this guy's he's a beast, man. Like he can't really be. Yeah, like he was going up so strong. He was getting rebounds. Like, dude, it was just so encouraging. Just throwing through.
Dev, the guy I want to ask you about is KCP. He's looking like a really seamless fit. It's so funny because we're always going to compare him to Will Barton because that's the guy, the spot he's taken. But the fit to me is what really stands out. He only went 2 of 6 tonight from the 3-point line. Felt like he did a lot better than that. But 14 points, 4 of 8 shooting. Just feels like Jokic knows where he's going to be. He's going to knock down shots. It feels like that's a fast chemistry.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's starting to come together for him just because I was early on, I was like, I want to see something. I want to see him look comfortable. And he's starting to see that. He also understands like the type of spacing he's going to get with a guy like Jokic. He's played with like LeBron James and things like that. But now he's like with willing passers, like everyone is starting to make the extra pass. And he's starting to attack. I think that he's a pretty good scorer. So being able to shoot the ball well, but also just stay on the attack can go a long way. He made a lot of vet plays in this game where he's getting guys in the air. And getting shots up. He's trying to get to the free throw line. He gives a little trash talking on the play that he actually got fouled on, got the ball back. That's a heads up play where he just throws it up at the end of the shot clock.
That was a dope play.
And then he's trash talking a little bit. So like he gives him that flair and whatnot. So yeah, KCP, like he continues to just show like signs of just being there and just being able to mesh.
All right. So we're going to take a break, but I have to say this. Here's the thing that's so encouraging for me because I still think the bench has some like, I'm not so sure about it, how it all comes together. But here's what I am sure about. I trust the starting 5, all 5 of those guys. Michael Porter's defense, whatever, but his offense is so insane. Like I trust those 5 guys. I trust Bones Highland. I trust Jeff Green. I trust Bruce Brown, and I trust Ish Smith. And that last one to me is a huge surprise. To me, Denver has 9 guys, and I trust, not only do I trust all of them, but I pretty much trust any combination that you throw out there. And then there's a couple guys, Zeke Nnaji, Christian Braun, who are right there, right there for me. But I look at this and I say, if the playoffs started right now, there's 9 guys and almost an infinite amount of combinations you can throw between those guys that I think, oh yeah, that's going to make sense. We'll talk about Ish Smith though, who tonight was again one of the big takeaways.
Wouldn't it be crazy if the playoffs did start right now after Game 4 of the preseason? We just go right into the playoffs. It would
be really tough. It'd be really tough. But after what I saw tonight, I'm ready.
Well, I'm ready for it. Bring on the playoffs. Let's go.
DraftKings Sportsbook. NFL action is in full swing at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. We're talking touchdowns, big plays, and even bigger wins. New customers can bet $5 on any NFL team to win and get $200 in free bets if they do. Although I'm pushing NFL bets, you know what I really should be pushing? NBA futures. Maybe NBA futures are where it's at. This Denver Nuggets team tonight made a believer of me a little bit more. Definitely that is true. I believe in the Nuggets a little bit more after tonight. That's how encouraging tonight was. To make things even sweeter, you can throw on the stepped up same game parlays once per game day all season long. That's where you make a single game parlay, and if it's 3 legs, they give you a little bonus. If it's 4 legs, an even bigger bonus. 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it is. The more legs you add, the bigger the bonus is on top of that. So you could throw like $3 or something on, bet on every NFL game as a parlay, see if it hits. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code DNVR to get $200 in free bets if your team wins when you place a $5 bet on any football game. That's code DNVR only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. Also want to tell you about the Game Time app. The Nuggets home opener is just 9 days away now? 9 days away. If you want to get tickets, you can head to the Game Time app and purchase tickets right there. Use the link in this description. So always know, in the podcast or on the YouTube channel, there is a link on there for the Game Time app. Just click on that. It'll take you right to it using our link. And it's great. They've got all kinds of deals on concerts or events. And then, of course, all your sporting events. If you want to go see a Broncos game, if you want to see an Avs game, you want to see a Nuggets game, you just click on that link. It'll take you there. And then you can even set a little alert that says, okay, there's the link right there. You can see Kel's showing you in the description. That's how easy it is. And then you get a little alert to your email or to your phone where it'll say, hey, you wanted an alert for Saturday night's Nuggets game. Guess what? A ticket just went on sale for even cheaper than the one you had marked in the same section or what have you. So if you're looking at it, they seem a little high, just hit that alert button and it'll get you. Game Time app's a really great app, great partner for us, and we really appreciate it. If you guys are buying tickets, don't go anywhere else than the Game Time app. All right. Back here, we got to talk about Ish Smith, guys. We got to talk about him.
Gotta.
Ish Smith tonight had 15 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, was a plus 17 in 23 minutes, 7-11 from the field. And here's into the DraftKings King of the Game. We could have given this to a lot of different people, or as Eric wanted, to everyone.
I wanted to give it the whole goddamn Nuggets. I don't even know how you pull one guy out. Everyone played incredible.
Everyone did, but I think Ish Smith was just a little bit above everybody else. And honestly, I did not come into tonight thinking Ish Smith was going to be the storyline. There were so many other things that could have been the storyline. Here's how hot. We could talk about the game. Mid-range assassin. I, honest to God, look, is he this good? He's been this good for most of the preseason. He's been this good against Denver in the past. I'm watching this guy, and I'm going, I think he's just this good. And if he is, here's the thing. He's been the third string. Ish Smith has easily in the preseason been a top 9 Denver Nugget, in my opinion. Easily been a top 9 guy. And we look at that second unit, and we think, with Bones, he has to be both the facilitator and the scorer. That's a tough ask. I'm watching this, and I go, I think Ish Smith is clearly deserving to be in that second unit alongside Bones. This is not taking anything away from. I think it makes Bones' job way easier, and it makes him better. And obviously, you're going to have Bruce Brown there. I think Davon Reed would be the guy out. I'm so impressed with Ish, Dev. Are you seeing the same thing as me, that you think this guy is easily a rotation piece right now?
Yeah, I think Ish Smith might be riding too close to the sun. I really don't think that there's anything that he doesn't do well. He's just perfect. I don't think he's had a bad moment in the.
It's crazy
right now. He's extremely fast. He's extremely confident. He makes the right play. He makes the extra pass. He scores when he wants to. He really is knocking down that mid range at such a high rate. I don't even know if he could score the mid range. I don't know if that's part of his game. I feel
he's knocking it down with such confidence. But absolutely,
everything about him has been just speed. He just could do that. But now he's showing everything. He's really a vet out there, and you could tell he's been in the league for such a long time, and everybody respects him. Really, he's fouling guys. He helps them up. They allow him to help him up and things like that when they're super mad. There was 1 point guard on Nuggets for tonight. So all the spotlight was on him, and he really did show up. And he showed, I could be with that second unit. I could run that second unit. I feel if you put him in with the starters, he's going to still do the same type of things. The confidence level in Ish Smith is as high as the confidence level of him with the ball in his hands. I really think good things are going to happen every time he touches it.
God damn. Mr. Nuggish? He's incredible. Dude, he's all I know is that he does this to us every time we play. And I was he's one of those guys. He's who's the guy from the Kings that does it to us every Rashawn Holmes. Yeah, that then you realize he doesn't whatever. He's just for whatever reason has that mid-range push shot that takes advantage of Jokic's unwillingness to really contest a center. But dude, I mean, like I literally cannot poke a hole in Ish Smith's game at this exact moment in time. He just looks this good. Like he looks. I mean, I was saying some outlandish things in the Slack. Like, does he look better than Monte? Like, is he a better player than Monte Morris? Did we get a better? Like, did the trade yield us two players that are actually better than the other two players that we sent out?
I mean, they're different. It's funny because Ish Smith, like this trade in everyone's mind, including our own, like when we talked about this trade, we said it was Will Barton and Monte Morris for KCP. It was a 2-for-1. It really wasn't. It was a 2-for-2. And it might be like Monte was a backup point guard. Ish is a backup point guard. At least at this very moment, very early, we got to pump the brakes on saying anything with our chest here. Like we've only seen a few preseason
of course.
games. We got to wait to see. But at the moment, I have to agree with you, Eric. He plays it different than Monte. Monte, fewer turnovers, better 3-point shooting, whatever. Ish quicker, breaks down the defense, and then just does stuff, man. Like he makes a lot of veteran plays. Him going at John Wall tonight, I'm not kidding. He outplayed John Wall tonight. He really did. In that battle of head-to-head, and John Wall was trying to go at him, stole the ball from him a few times, attacked him, like in transition, like singled him out, goes right at him and scores. So to me, I'm with you, man. Ish Smith to me is looking like a guy that I think, oh, man. And by the way, I don't think this takes anything away from Bones Highland. Bones Highland is still going to be the guy that, in my opinion, will run that second unit. It's just he'll get to run it now as a scorer, not as a scorer and facilitator. To me, you get to have him trying to attack. You swing, Ish can do other things, gets back to Bones, attack, shoot the three, whatever. I think this is only going to make Bones' job easier, the fact that they have a guy in Ish Smith that is so competent right now. Dev, how do you see that pairing? And this is why I hope everybody gets to play in the next game, because I hope Denver can put together at least one half where we see an actual rotation. How do you see a Bones-Ish pairing potential?
Well, first off, I just know that there's going to be games that Jamal is not playing, so Bones is going to have to be a starter or going to have to play a lot with the starters. So then there has to be a backup point guard option. They have a very competent backup point guard that they can put in the game and feel very confident in him running the unit and still being very productive. So, like, that's going to work perfectly. But then on nights that Jamal is playing, you still don't want to sit Ish, especially when he's in this type of rhythm. So, like, having Bones be the shooting guard and having Ish run the offense, that just makes it like a lot. It makes it difficult for, defenders. You have two speedy guards who could really break down the defense at all times. You can't just put a slouch on Ish Smith. You're going to have to put a quick guard on him, or he's going to eat you up every single time the way that he's done in the past. So, like, if you put two guys on there, now you have Bones being guarded by somebody he's not supposed to be guarded. If you switch that up, Ish Smith gets to go off. So now you have two options of primary ball handlers who are okay, like making the extra pass. We're okay not shooting every single time, but it just adds an extra weapon. So having Ish Smith there, like, Denver won with this one. And also you get to have him at such a low rate. If you want to keep him around, you can. I can't believe that this guy is bouncing around like that. But he's finally on a team that appreciates what he does, and they're playing for something. And I just don't feel like he's done, he's had that for a long time. This has to be the best team he's played on.
Eric, so, I mean, here's the thing, though. Ish is a third stringer. Is he a second stringer on opening night?
Man, it's crazy. We've had this is the fourth preseason game. He's been king of the game twice. I mean, that's wild. That's it doesn't mean anything, but that means something. He has been the standout 2 games in a row. And this is a guy that was just an absolute throw-in. It felt like to a trade. It was like, all right, well, they've gotta, unfortunately, KCP is the target. It's been this way for years, but Barton going to Washington doesn't feel like enough for them. Now we have to sacrifice Mr. Nugget. We got to throw in our guy, Monte Morris, who's been just getting better and better. And I didn't really know what to think of what the trade was going to be. And now it's like, goddamn, should he run the second unit? Should Bones be the 2 player? Should he be the CJ McCollum? This whole time is Bones literally CJ McCollum? I thought he was Dave Lillard, dude. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
And you start to think about staggering lineups. I mean, again, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but I do foresee a scenario where Michael Porter comes out as the first sub, Bruce Brown goes in. So you've got that Jamal Murray, KCP, Bruce Brown, Aaron Gordon, Jokic lineup that I would love to see extended minutes of. And that means you would probably segue then into a second unit that would feature Ish Smith, Bones Highland, Michael Porter, Jeff Green, and maybe Bruce Brown is also playing a little bit there. Maybe DeAndre is playing there. Maybe Zeke is playing there. But I start to like that. That second unit may be a little light on defense if you go with Ish, Bones, and MPJ all in the same lineup. But I'm sorry. We talked about playing fast in Denver, using the mile high to your advantage. Who's faster than Ish Smith and Bones Highland? There's going to be a lot of tired teams trying to keep up with those two guys, and I just think you can put so much pressure on a team in a way that will really work. I love what I saw from Ish. I'm all in. I think he's part of the rotation opening night, and I don't know if that was always the plan, but look, Davon Reed, he's still a young player. I thought he was fine tonight. He made some shots tonight, but I just think if you compare him and Ish Smith, to me, it's like, no, I think it's clear that Ish Smith is just a cut above him right now and where he's at. The other guy we should get to is Zeke Nnaji. Tonight, 23 minutes for him, 5 of 6 from the field, 8 rebounds. There's rebounds I'm going to keep monitoring. 23 minutes, 8 rebounds. That's good. 13 points, 1 assist, 2 block shots. And more than anything, so he gets to the line tonight. He only went 3 of 6, but he gets to the line several times. He's playing big. He's playing strong. That was one of the things we had to worry about. Was he a little finesse game, below the rim game? He's trying to go through guys this year in a way that to me is very notable. I noticed that he's initiating contact, finishing through contact, and just embracing contact more. Eric, are you impressed with Zeke Nnaji?
What I love most about Zeke Nnaji is he's playing inside. He's not hanging out in the corner. Like last year, it was him hanging out in the corner. I think part of that is just that his, we're also impressed with the form on his jump shot. Like he does have a great looking jump shot, but he put all this weight on in the off season. And like now he's playing like a big guy. Like he didn't play big last year at all. And so far in the preseason, like that's been the way that it's been going. Like he's in there, he's getting rebounds like that. That tells you something too. He's just in the middle of things and he's like beasting, which is like not what we expected out of the piano man. Like I looked at him as like, he's got great, like perimeter defense. Like we were impressed by his perimeter defense. We didn't know if he could really play inside, and maybe he like really couldn't. Like maybe he just needed to put this weight on, and it really has like changed the way that the Nuggets think about using him. But he's playing bully ball, and I didn't expect that out of him. It's like it's great to see.
Yeah, Zeke looks like a different man, completely. Like he even has the braids now. Like,
let's go, dude.
I don't even know if we could call him piano man. I haven't heard about a piano in a long time. He might be a drummer boy or something now.
Let's go.
Drummer boy. He's different. But like this is a guy that like took the exit interviews like serious. Like when you go into that, you say, what are some of the things that I could work on to be able to get on the floor next year? He had the injuries and things like that, but they need a backup center. They need a guy that can defend other bigs. So he got stronger. He got bigger. Now he's actually starting to play like it. He isn't just sitting on the perimeter anymore. He had 6 defensive rebounds in the game. That got to be like a high for him. He got 8 boards in the game. He's around the rim and trying to make things happen. And you can see now he's starting to score a little bit easier. Now he's starting to try to run through guys and be able to dunk the ball. He's been super efficient around the rim and just finishing in ways that I just did not imagine that he'll be able to last year. He looks like it's like night and day as a person, but he's taking it serious. And every single time out, he's trying to make it a point that he's here to stay. He also just fits. So he's been really, really good in the preseason.
The thing with Zeke, I just named 9 guys that I think are in the rotation, no questions asked. I still don't know if Zeke is there, and he's been very impressive. He's the talk of the town. Everybody's raving about him. Everybody's raving about him, by the way, when we're telling you everyone's raving about him. And then you listen to Zach Lowe, and they're talking about, I'm hearing, like that. It tells you people in the organization are hyping Zeke Nnaji right now for whatever that's worth. And you see tonight, tonight it was very warranted. He was playing big. He was playing bully ball. Is he going to be in the rotation, though, opening night? He's another one. If you told me, I think it's going to be DeAndre still, and I don't know what to make of that, and I don't even know if it's wrong. Part of me, there's one, you just think about what is the combination of players that are available and what are you looking for? Denver might try out both early on and just kind of see what works, but
God damn.
But Zeke definitely looks to me like he has leveled up as an interior player. There's just no questions asked.
No question, man. Think about this, though. Just like the idea that the Nuggets are at a place where you don't trot out a lineup because they're the ones that you have. It's like you pick like how to attack the other team. Like we're seemingly at this place where you can sort of like actually craft the lineup to attack the other team's weaknesses. And it's not just like, oh, this is how we play. Hopefully we make our shots or whatever. It's like, no, we really need a big presence in the middle. So we'll play DeAndre, or we want a guy that can potentially stretch the court a little bit, or can also play in and get that interior presence as well. And so we'll trot out Zeke. I think that they're just going to, they have the luxury now to play so many different lineups. It doesn't really matter who starts the season in the rotation. I just kind of think it's going to be fluid, and it should.
It'll be interesting to monitor. Zeke, definitely, though, you have to tip your hat to him. He's a guy that is in year 3, and he has been a grinder. Michael Malone talked about how there is a sign in the weight room that says, it has a picture of Zeke his first summer and a picture of him at the end of his first summer, and it says, what have you done? What have you accomplished this summer? Something like that. And the point is that Zeke in his first summer just added so much weight, changed his whole body. He has been a workout warrior. He has been a guy that has been in Denver all summer working out with the training staff. And you could see it, like whether or not that's going to get him on the court for extended minutes right off the bat or not, to be determined. But you can definitely see that he has addressed the things in his game that he needed to the best of his ability so far. And a little bit of confidence, I think, is going to go a long way for him as he continues to grow his confidence. He just has a little bit more of a swagger to his game this year. Speaking of swagger, you guys, football season is back, and Mile High is ready to see what this new look Broncos team has in store. Spoiler alert.
When was this ad copy written? It feels like maybe 5 weeks ago.
5 weeks ago about, Breck Brew has you covered with the hometown craft beer of the Denver Broncos. Broncos Country Pale Ale. Hey, this Broncos not so great. Broncos Country Pale Ale, very good. Show off that colorful Colorado legacy with the Orange Crush logo and 100% Colorado ingredients. This will be your go-to for football season. You know where you can get it. You can get it at the tailgates, the DNVR tailgates, which are in the most beautiful location in all of the surrounding area of Invesco Field or whatever it's called, Empower Field. If you haven't been to one of our tailgates, it really is great, man. We're right there, like 10 feet away from the stadium. Great view of the city, great view of the stadium. And then obviously we have all kinds of DNVR stuff going on, including some Breckenridge Brewery Broncos Country beers for you. Also want to tell you guys about Pins and Aces, the official golf apparel partner of DNVR. They really do have some really cool gear. Pins and Aces, like golf gear can be really stale, can be really corny, can be really boring. Pins and Aces is like golf clothing for like young people, for like fun people, not just like the boring, the same old. We love the Pins and Aces gear. We get tons of compliments on and off of the course. Our golf guys are always decked out head to toe in Pins and Aces. Even walking around just the DNVR bar, they're always decked out head to toe like they just got off the golf course. Family-owned golf and apparel business based right here in Colorado. They make amazing polos, hats, golf bags, and even our favorite beer sleeve. An innovative, I love this, innovative product that allows you to store 7 beers right inside your golf bag. You keep them cold for the entire round. Eric, how many beers can you drink in one round of golf?
Let me do some quick math. So how many holes? 18 holes, right?
That's right.
And each hole, I think I could drink, I'm going to say 500 beers.
500 beers. There's the math. I've seen him golf. It's true. Pins and Aces, check them out. Okay, guys, we have to talk about now Christian Brown.
Browntown.
Eric, you've been a big Christian Brown skeptic.
Well,
he's by no means like shine, like, oh my God, this guy's unbelievable. I don't think any of the rookies are going to play that much. Christian Brown, maybe eventually. But I feel like over the last 2 games, there's been a little bit of a weight off of his shoulders as he's seen some shots go in. And you're starting to see like, okay, he has some things to work on, no question. But to me, at least, seeing him finish dunks, finish at the rim, and just play with a little more loose, to me, he's looking a lot more promising than he was a week ago.
Yes. I mean, I would say it's unfair to categorize me as a skeptic. I don't doubt his abilities. Like I'm just saying, like, he hasn't looked good. Like I'm just reacting to what he's giving me. I'm not like saying like, I don't see it with this guy. I'm saying like, I'm not currently seeing it with this guy. Like I know that he is big. I know that he is strong. I know that he has confidence. He did it on the biggest stage you can do it in college. It's just for whatever reason, like, and I'm sure, like, even when you start a new job, like, you don't feel like yourself for the first couple months. Like, it just takes you a little time to get your stride. And tonight he looked really, I don't know if he looked fully confident, but he looked a lot more confident. He hit a three. He was driving to the rim with like reckless abandon. He was playing really solid defense. He wasn't just doing that thing where the ball came to, he just got rid of it immediately, which is he'd been doing the previous 3 games. Yeah, dude, Browntown is on. I'm ready. Like, I still don't think we're going to see him that much.
I don't think so either.
It being like, injury or just there's back-to-backs or just the general philosophy of Michael Malone is going to play into this quite a bit, and I don't think, frankly, he's that ready either. But I mean, tonight I'm like, okay, all right, Browntown, let's go. Like, let's open those doors. Like, I'll come hang out. Like, I'm ready.
Yeah. I love it. Somebody said, I think it was Swipa today on the timeline that said something that he's Alex Caruso with good hair. And I kept thinking, good hair.
I know. All we've done is clown him for his hair. I feel like Christian with the good hair, dude.
Yeah. Dev, what do you make of Christian Braun tonight?
Yeah, well, what I just saw was a guy tiptoe around being called a skeptic, even though he was.
Son of a bitch. Dude, I was
skeptic. I'm a skeptic because I just have not seen it at all. And this was the first time that he showed signs of life for me. Like, even last game, there was like little things, but it's just still not there. But what I'm also seeing with Christian Braun is that the things that we thought were there, like the 3-ball still is not falling, but now he's found smarter ways to be involved. He's found smarter ways, like, even though the other things are not working, he's like, okay, well, I'm going to try to, get my impact in different ways. So he's like overplaying the passing lanes to try to get easy steals and dunks. He's still passing up extra shot, like the open shots and things like that, because I think that he's just still not confident. But he's like, okay, but I'm going to do like mid-range pull-up. I'm going to do a floater and things like that. He's also even still missing open layups, but he's really just trying to find different ways to be involved in different ways to be productive, to like be on the floor. And today was a game that he made sure that he stayed on the floor, even though things didn't go his way completely. He's just like, okay, how can I make it easier for everyone else, but also myself? So I'm not super high on him, but it's great to see like things are starting to come into his own, because like Eric said, when you get to a new job, you're not yourself. And right now, I think that this is the first time in probably ever that he hasn't been like one of the best players on the floor, that he hasn't been the guy. Everybody looks cool until other cooler people come around. Like right now, I think that he's just kind of shocked about what's happening around him. So it comes slowly.
Is this how you feel around me, Dev? Are you intimidated because you feel cool until you're around cooler people such as myself?
Dev won't answer that. I'll answer that for him. I see it.
Everybody does
that. we all cower. We're like, Adam is so goddamn cool. The one thing you hear about Adam, like we meet people, they're like,
he's so cool.
That Adam is so cool. Like, he's the coolest, dude.
You got to see our group Slack and our group messages without you. Oh my God.
So cool.
First off, I'm the man. I'm running it up.
Oh, no. My heart. With Christian Braun, I think one thing that I think with him is that the game is really fast to him. Like some of the shots that he has passed up or whatever, it's almost like he needs to be quicker with his release, and he hesitates, and then he's like, oh, it's not there. He has a couple drives where he gets blocked like so hard, like he goes to the basket and just like his shot just gets swallowed up, and you're like, yeah, that it's happening faster than you anticipated, isn't it? That's kind of what I'm observing with him. But the good news is that happens for everybody to some extent. And that's a thing that you just adjust to. The more you play, the more you're like, okay, I adjust to the timing of everything and I start to go. I remember Bogdanovich has this great quote where he's like, when I got to the NBA, I realized you can't shoot. You just have to throw the ball into the net. Like that's because everything's so fast. You just have to throw it. Because Steph Curry just throws the ball into the net. And he's like, so you have to learn. And I think that that's probably true of a lot of guys, that things are happening so quick. You don't get the time to like go into your thing.
Dude. I mean, just watch any content that comes in and around the NBA every offseason. He's like, you'll watch Carmelo Anthony never miss a 3-point shot. You'll watch all these guys. You'll watch like
DeAndre Jordan.
You'll watch DeAndre Ayton just make every goddamn shot, but they can take all the time in the world they want. It's a big difference. Like Vlatko Chanchar in the corner tonight, like it gets a pass thrown to him. It's in the air before it even like hits the back part of his palms. Like you just have to shoot that thing immediately. I'm
telling you, this was such an encouraging game. There was one part that wasn't so encouraging. Kale, I sent you a tweet. Can you pull it up? Did you? I can't. When Kale turns his camera off, I can't tell if he's paying attention or not. Are you back there, Kale?
Is Kale?
There we go. Is Kale late? It is awfully late. Oh no! There was one rough night. Our poor guy.
Why are you showing this goddamn tweet? What are we doing?
Like this was the Space Jam dunk. Like what happened here? Like what? He extended across the whole. Look at the guy. Look at Christian Braun behind him. Like number 4's mouth is open. Like why are you doing my boy like that?
Why are we doing this, man? Why are we doing this?
His hand up to block it. It's like Gordon Jumpman sign. Like there's so many things that are going wrong. He dunked on him, and the guy ended up in the Statue of Liberty. Like he has no business jumping after things like that. He just made that guy's day.
It's Australia is in shambles. We put Australia in shambles.
It's so sad. Like I love Jack White. We got to clown him. I'm sorry. That thing, if you hop on twitter.com right now, like every other tweet is that dunk. Sometimes there's a dunk, but there's not a great picture. That one, good work on the photographers to catch him in the exact moment.
Are they both trying to dunk it? Like, how is he on his back? I just really don't understand.
This is the worst. The worst part is that Jack White did like what was honorable. Like he had no chance for blocking that, and like half the players in the NBA wouldn't even put any effort into it. But Jack White's like he's going for it, and they're like, "What happens? This is what he gets for. This is what you get for good effort, dude.
You get an effort.
Oh my god, this is terrible. I won't stand for this slander. Plus, then he came back. He hit a rainbow 3 that went in.
He didn't
touch anything. He looked great.
He also
great driving layup. Like he
also dunked actually because it was what was that guy's name? Diabate, I think is his name. He actually dunked on him first. A pretty good dunk, not a great one, but a pretty good dunk, 2-handed dunk, and then Diabate got him back. So tough break. But hey, Jack White, welcome to the NBA. You got your first baptism. That's how it goes. Get that out of the way early. All right, Kale, we have some super chats to get to. David, this is a love to D-line for Link to help me watch the game. Hey, good job.
That's
Wait,
right.
did he just out you as a thief?
As a peddler of improper information, maybe.
Are you a pirate?
Are you a pirate?
I don't want to. I'm not going to spread my secrets out here on the internet. Let's just say that I was yeah, I gave him the link. All right. God damn it.
There you guys know. Eric, known pirate. Bradley Moss says, hardest part of the season is picking a favorite Nugget. Everyone looked incredible tonight. We're not even out of the preseason. Hype. I'm telling you, man, I love this comment I saw when it came in. It's funny. Mr. Nugget, we have said and we have maintained that we cannot award a Mr. Nugget until the games start going. We've talked about it, we've discussed, but you got to see the games because you got to give everyone a chance. Eric, I'm not saying he is Mr. Nugget, but you had no idea Bruce Brown, Ish Smith, all these different guys have Mr. Nugget tendencies to them. There's so many guys, I'm not saying that are Mr. Nugget, but there's so many guys with Mr. Nugget tendencies.
Oh, the part of the deliberation. Well, I'll say behind the scenes, it has been ugly. We've come to blow. It's looked like Draymond Green and Jordan Poole talking about Mr. Nugget. One guy has one idea, I have another idea. But the thing is that, we haven't really had like the full package of what it is that we're looking for Mr. Nugget. We've had there's a lot of worthy candidates. And you're right. Like now seeing the part that was missing for a lot of these guys' candidacies was that command of Nuggets, I guess, culture on the floor, like actually being that calming presence, actually like leading from the floor, like outside, like the campaigning, the politics. We've seen the commercials on TV. It's exhausting, frankly. The Mr. Nugget campaigning, it's disgusting. But like, mean, I'm at a loss. Like, I don't know who to even look to at this point in time. Like, it's a wide open race, and it's coming down.
In all sincerity, Dev, doesn't it seem like there are a lot of very likable Nuggets this year? I mean, there's a lot of guys that just seem fun to watch and fun to like hear talk.
There's guys that came out of nowhere that you just didn't expect. Like, while it started with like a Bones versus like AG type of thing, now we have Ish Smith in the mix. We have a DeAndre Jordan that's starting to pop up. We haven't even got on to the Bruce Brown of the world or anything like that. Like, there's guys that you just have to root for that have been just stepping up. Like, but that just goes to show you like the type of community that they have, the type of group that they have, and just adding it to the mix. How has Jeff Green not ever been in the running?
I'm telling Jeff Green deserves a little. He's been great. Like, there's a lot of guys with Mr. Nuggets tendencies. I'm not saying they're Mr. Nugget. I'm just saying they have Mr. Nugget tendencies.
We've entered a new, like, this is what's happened is we've entered into a new era of Nuggetdom whereby we have passed out of the empire. There's no longer maybe potentially one leader of the Nuggets. There's not a Nuggets emperor. There's a Nuggets republic. We have a whole cabinet of Mr. Nuggets. Dude, I don't even know what to do. Tonight's really got me acting up. I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, you've acted up.
I don't know. I don't even know who I am anymore, dude. I thought I knew everything about the Nuggets. I know nothing.
One guy we actually I was going to wrap it up, but there's one guy we got to talk about that we haven't talked about yet, and that is Peyton Watson. He was a guy that summer league I've said I didn't see it in the preseason. He's had some games where I've looked at it and I go, you know what, this guy has some stuff. I still think he's really raw. I still think he's going to be a project. But tonight he goes for 7 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block in 16 minutes. That's a full stat sheet. He did everything. And some of these blocks, like the block he had at the rim tonight, a total rejection, he just has a lot of those. You don't see that. How many times do you see players block guys on jumpers or dunks where they come back down with the ball? It doesn't happen that often. It happens with him once a game. Like, he has some real upside, I think, as a player. He's really raw. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but he's got some real upside. What do you see from him, Dev?
The guy that got away, that Jared Vanderbilt, and he gives me a lot of the Jared Vanderbilt type of, feel. He plays extremely hard defense, and that was something that they talked about is the type of defender that he is. And in every single game, I feel like he has a block where he just steps in and he makes it difficult. He's getting his hand on everything. He's an interchangeable defender. He's a willing passer. Like, he just does a lot of things like that, just show up on the box score every single time. And that's also while being raw. So, like, when it starts to come together and he adds like the other things to the mix, you can see him learning on the fly. Every single game, I feel like he gets better. Every single game, he gets more confident. But it's not like he has to just do it offensively. I think that at first he was trying to prove, like, I can, do this. I can. Now he's starting to just come into his own. He's starting to stay into his zone. And you can just tell he's a student of the game. So, like, you just kind of have to appreciate the type of learning that he's due. But if you have a project this early on, like, he's only going to get better with playing with gold. He's only going to get better in these preseason games, getting those minutes in, seeing it. And the confidence is just going to follow for it. So, you're starting to see all of the things that, like, Calvin Booth's seen in a guy like that. And when it comes together, he's going to be scary.
Yeah.
Scary.
I mean, the thing for me, I mean, we've seen his defense, but he even looked confident taking shots. Like, his shots.
He had a 3 tonight.
But he even looked in the games that we've seen him play in, both Summer League and the previous 3 preseason games, which all of which don't amount to a single actual NBA game. But
sure,
he's getting more, and he and Braun are the same. I mean, they're both just looking more and more comfortable out there. Like, he was shooting in a way, like when he shot the previous times, it was just like, it felt like a record scratch each time. You were like, oh, bro, why are you shooting that? Like, the form didn't look good. The decision was bad. And this was like, he just looked like he belonged out there. It was great. And it's crazy because, like, that he's the last story. We've been talking for an hour. Like we just finally got to him, and he looked great. Like in years past, like if a rookie looked good, we would lead the post game of a preseason game for sure with that. Like, oh my God, like the new era. Look at all these guys that are going to be contributing to the Nuggets. Unbelievable. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Like our 15th guy is dope. Like, what do you want? Everyone's great.
He is a project. I mean, I agree with you, Eric, in this one way. Like, as much as I'm encouraged by it, he is a project, but he's got the luxury of getting to be that. I know every rookie wants to play right away, but to me, he's a guy that has an opportunity to go to the lab for 1 full year, really work on his body, really work on some of the, just his polish on offense. But I see it with him. And I was worried coming into this preseason even that I just wasn't going to see it because in Summer League, I didn't feel like I saw it necessarily outside of one game. So the fact that in preseason of multiple games, I've been like, oh, okay, there it is. I see what we're talking about. That's been really encouraging, and it shows a little bit of growth, and it shows that upside. All right, that does it for today, guys. We're going to go to bed.
Not me, dude. I'm not going to bed.
Woo!
We're going to bed, baby.
I'm going to go.
Nuggets
had
lay
in my bed. And
a very encouraging game tonight. Very, very encouraging game. All of the Nuggets are good, as Eric says. It was very. It was an exciting one. One more game left. Hopefully we get to see the full squad. I would love to see Jamal Murray get a little bit more run. I'd love to see Bones Highland out there. He was jumping up and down on the sideline, by the way. He didn't look like he was too hobbled. So hopefully Friday, the final game at Chase Center in Golden State, we get to see a full version of this Nuggets, at least for a half, before things get real next Wednesday. By the way, a couple quick notes. Wednesday at the DNVR bar. Come join us. It's a road game at Utah. Where is there? There's no better place, I'm telling you, in the world to watch the DNVR bar. The new look DNVR bar, which, by the way, has some great food. Come get number one thing you can get if you're really just trying to get some good greasy bar food, the poutine. Like chili cheese fries. They're so good. They're so fantastic. The nachos are great. And then also we have the party bus for November 5th. There's only like 1 week left for you to buy tickets, or a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. But it's not long. And those can sell out. We only have like 70 seats or something like that on that. So go to dnvrlocker.com and you can buy the ticket. Join all of us. We'll be there on the bus, going to the game, having a great time. It's one of the best nights of the year. So join us for that as well. All right, everybody, hit the like button on the way out.
All the Nuggets are good.